What's good, everyone? You're listening to the Geek Blues Podcast, the show that tunes you in and hypes you up on your favorite anime and games. Now allow Genbu and the Geek Blues crew to help you get your geek freak on with today's episode. So enjoy the ride, you're in good hands, and don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Geek Blues Podcast. I'm your host, Genbu, and today is a very special day because it is our big relaunch. And we got new faces, new voices, new material, and I'm very excited to start this episode tonight. Now, with me, I got two special guys who are going to be our permanent hosts. First up, I'd like to introduce Bill. What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. It's your official debut.
Official debut. I'm excited to be on the podcast, man. I'm super excited about this.
Nice. And also we have Dandy Guy in Space. What's going on?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Now, you two, I came across through a friend, and I gotta say, I'm very pleased. I met both of you, and from what I could tell, you're both so knowledgeable on our subject matter when it comes to the podcast. And I gotta say, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you both joining our team.
Oh, wonderful, man. I appreciate it as well. And
the honor's all here.
Yeah, and also, I'm a big drinker, so we get along very well.
Yes, we did share quite a few drinks at the bar the other day.
When I go outside, smoke a cigarette, and then I come back in, and there's just a Jameson shot in my face, I'm like, all right.
It's not going to say no, that's for damn sure.
How could I say no? That would just be rude.
Yep, everybody, as you know, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Genbu here. I love whiskey, and I'm a big sharer of, said drink.
You must share the wealth, sir. You must always share the wealth.
So a lot's been going on these past couple weeks. I've of course been trying, adapting to our new co-hosts here as far as preparing, for the show.
Adapting to us? That's mean.
Oh no!
I'm playing.
No, more like adapting to the situation of
exactly
of having new official host on. And for those of you listening, our previous host, you will hear them again once in a while, but right now it's me, Genbu, Bill, Dandy Guy in Space, and also I can't forget our other new host, Nick, who will be joining us this week for another episode. And he's also official.
Very excited for things moving forward.
Exciting things.
Big things coming, guys. Big things coming. Super big things, guys. Stay tuned, motherfuckers.
Yes. Now, the Geek Fest, which is a event that goes on in South Jersey about twice a year, myself, Genbu, and Bill and Dandy Guy in Space, we all went to it. What'd you guys think of it?
It was pretty great, actually. That was the first. I think this is the one we just went to was their 10th one.
Is their 10th one?
Yeah, their 10th one. I went to the first original Geek Fest, and this is the first time I've been back due to usually working on Saturdays.
This is the third time I've been. So I've actually come back on a different date. I don't exactly remember what number that one was, but it was a good turnout. I think the only reason that this year's turnout was a little bit less than normal is because of the weather. Usually they have like Quidditch games going on the outside. They have people like LARPing and like a bunch of other. They have a lot of stuff going on the outside that they weren't able to because of the bad weather.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
but
it was still a good time though.
It
was still a good time, and you saw some people cosplaying and stuff, and that's always fun to see. Even at a little event like that, it's always nice to see people who are super enthusiastic about cosplaying and dressing up and stuff.
It was like all day, like the street was just busy, like everyone, and people that were leaving, when people were pulling in right as people were leaving, taking their spots. Like it was
that happened to us. Yeah.
And I always love seeing the cosplays and everything when I go to events like that too.
Yeah, also, if anyone ever wants to attend one, they normally do it the weekend, the Saturday before Halloween and the Saturday before Easter. 2 times a year, fall and spring.
Yeah. Oh, good point. I'm glad you said that.
Yep, just in case anybody wants to support like local geek culture.
Yeah, I actually forgot the dates, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Bill and his buddy Jared, they actually bought board games from local guys that actually made the board games.
Yes, I actually did buy. I bought a card game that he said was similar to the game Munchkin. If anyone has ever played that, he's a local guy who plays at a shop. I can't remember the name of the shop off the top hand, but it's in Turnersville. And my roommate Jared also bought a board game from a local board game maker. So we stayed away from the big companies and we supported our local board game makers.
Nice. I did see you buy that game too. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, the one was Monster Highway, which was really cool, and the second one was The Greatest Snake, and you have to build a snake basically and make it the longest snake possible. And apparently, all the cards are funny and they all have puns and stuff. So I'm really excited to crack it open one night and start playing it.
All right, when you do, I need to know how it is so I can borrow it off you.
Well, what you can do is you can come over, drink a massive amount of alcohol, and play it with me. Because that's usually what I do.
I like that better. I do like that better. That's a better idea.
It's always a good time too.
We could always do that. We could always record a podcast while we're playing it. No, that'd be terrible. No, that'd be terrible. Because we'd be screaming at each other the whole time.
We can make it like a bonus episode,
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely make bonus episodes and stuff moving forward. It's our drunk shenanigans playing a snake game.
Yes.
Oh, you screwed my snake up! What the hell?
Why did you make me eat that rat, you motherfucker?
Damn it! It's stuck in
me. So now, since this is our big relaunch and everything, we have a whole bunch of new news that I actually found recently. So our news updates is going to be a little bit more dramatic tonight. Actually, a little funny. One of our news updates, actually, I wasn't really going to mention it because it's not really, it kind of is anime related. So, but I was like, maybe, but I thought it was funny, so I'm going to mention it. So we're going to go into our news segment now, right before we get into our main material for the night. So apparently, guys, Japan does not play around when it comes to crime, yo.
When it comes to what?
Crime.
Oh, no.
They will arrest you for the smallest things. There are things that people get arrested for in Japan that I never thought would ever happen. I guess because we're, America, our system's a little different. We kind of like, oh, well, if it's, small, we're kind of like, we'll brush it off a little bit. Yeah. But apparently this guy by the name of Iwasaki, he's 29 years old. He was arrested for selling counterfeit Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Yo, for making counterfeit Yu-Gi-Oh card? Oh
that's
my god.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know Yu-Gi-Oh was still that big over there, that there's a profit for selling counterfeit Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean,
I can believe it.
I mean, if he had the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Dark Magician, I might have bought them.
Yo, they hunted this dude for 8 months.
Oh my god, 8 months! You gotta be kidding me.
Because apparently he was selling like other stuff too, but like his main shtick was these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and this one lady, she bought it off him and she was like, "Oh wait, this coloring's not right," and she reported him.
Wow. Well, good on her for like figuring it out that she got scammed. But at the same time, they're trading cards. Like, as long as it says the exact same thing, in my opinion, like, I would print out cards on my damn computer and play with those if I could. Like,
right.
It's the same card to me. It's just a piece of cardboard that you're paying for. Like, I've never personally been super into the collecting. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! That was like the only one that I ever like collected growing up. I never played the Dragon Ball Z collecting. I never really collected Pokemon cards. But, yeah, I definitely do not play Magic. People are probably going to hate me for this.
Well, they're going to hate me too, because I've never played Magic before either.
I've played it before. Yeah, Matt, I've seen the shoebox full of cards that you have. And
yeah, but there's not like there's anything good in there. Like the problem with Magic is that it's so goddamn expensive.
Exactly.
Like,
that's the exact point I was going
whether
to.
It be the standard, the legacy, the modern, like any other formats, it's so damn expensive, and like you have to keep maintaining it like every year and switching out cards, and it's just not worth it in my opinion.
Especially if you try to play competitively. Like if you're playing with your friends, you can use the old cards and have fun. But if you play competitively, you have to buy new cards every year, and that is insane to me.
I played in one tournament, like one Grand Prix, and I knew I wasn't going to go anywhere. I think I dropped out after the second round because like this is just
better than the first round.
Yeah, but like I think I lost actually in the first round, or maybe I don't remember if I won or lost. But like you come across people that just like are complete assholes, and you're just like, why am I here? Like I enjoy.
I play games to have fun. Yeah, I play games to have fun, not to get yelled at by some super.
I used to work at a comic shop. This comic shop I worked at, they had this Magic tournament every Friday, and I was watching one time, and I couldn't even. From one, I didn't know what was going on, and like this one guy tried explaining it to me, and he was like, when you get this card and that, and you gotta play that. Well,
yeah. That's all you hear.
Yeah, that's all.
If I pull this and grab this, and I tap 6 mana and play this card, that guy will summon a creature who will eventually summon another creature to take something from your graveyard, which will get. I didn't get the right cards. I lost. I feel like that's how it is half the time.
It's like the cock magic episode of South Park.
Oh my god, that's the funniest thing in the world.
But it's like, I respect the art, that
the artwork is beautiful. I love the artwork on all of the cards, and that's what I feel like that's what you're paying for. Like other than that, it's just words on a piece of cardboard, and I don't find enjoyment with that. People will, and people will have so much fun with it, and I endorse people doing what you love to do when it comes to this culture.
Oh yeah.
Us three here, we're not into that.
Yeah,
I've met some pretty cool people through it, but it's not something that I actively want to go out and do like every Friday or.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like once a week or every once a month or something like that. I just. Not for me.
No, yeah, exactly.
And after the whole thing was done, at my old job at the comic shop, my conclusion, as far as my opinion of Magic, I was like, it's not really for me.
It was boring.
So I do find it a little boring.
It can be exciting though if you understand what you're doing. It can be very, very exciting sometimes.
But, well, it's like watching like esports sometimes.
Did they say how long this guy was getting like is he getting jail time for these Yu-Gi-Oh cards or?
Didn't you say 8 months?
Well, I know he was arrested. I don't know what his punishment was. I kind of was.
Too flabbergasted, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah,
dude. If that's the case, I could never go to Japan. I will be locked up the second I walk off the plane.
Yo, just don't sell no fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You'll be all right, yo.
Yeah, man, but that's my whole MO. But that's my whole MO. I already have a whole drawer full of fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards to sell,
ready for selling in Japan.
And since I have tattoos, they're gonna be like, "You're doing this for the Yakuza."
Yep.
Shame on your family. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh man. So, in other news, other than fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards and what not to do in Kyoto, Japan.
Yes.
For those Yu Yu Hakusho fans like myself, if you love Yu Yu Hakusho, the actual 2 new OVAs that were scheduled to come out this year have finally been released 2 days ago, October 26th. They hit the shelves in Japan. So you have a chance to go and check out the subbed. This might sound kind of, some people might not agree with me on this, but I'm actually hoping, and it probably won't happen, but I'm hoping that they do a dub with the old cast from the 90s.
Well, that would make sense. Well, especially for someone who's a little older and who originally remembers that.
Yeah.
It would just flow better as from a show perspective than getting new voices. Mm-hmm. But I will be honest and say I've never seen it.
No, I have never seen it.
Wait, you never saw Yu Yu Hakusho?
No, sir.
Disqualified.
Oh no! Danny, looks like we're off the podcast.
Damn.
No, don't worry. No, y'all, I still need you guys. You're it's too late. You're permanent. You signed the contract already.
Signed the contract. I signed my life away.
It's like the Mafia and Geek Blues. Once you're in, you're in.
Oh man,
there's no editing out.
So
we're gonna be made men soon, Matt.
Yep. So guys, everyone who loves Yu Yu Hakusho, check out those 2 new OVAs. I will be checking them out shortly. I haven't gotten them yet, but I will be getting them. I'm gonna get the subs, of course. I'm not gonna wait for the dub because who knows how long it's gonna take. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna, definitely check out the sub and let you guys know what I think of it. Also,
I still need to see the My Hero movie. I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh, you can stream that somewhere online.
I gotta find it somewhere.
I gotta find it too.
It's definitely on there because, like I said, a coworker of mine watched it, and I was like, "How'd you watch it? Did you go to the theater?" And he was like, "No, I just found it online." And I was like, "What kind of site were you on?"
Yeah, I don't want my computer to explode, so I might just wait a little bit and be able to watch it.
It's not supposed to come out till like February of 2019, I believe.
Oh, really?
What?
So you have like 4 months to wait.
Oh, that's not too bad. I can wait 4 months.
Oh, like the DVD? You mean?
Yeah. And that way I could probably watch it dubbed too, because I watched most of My Hero dubbed. I know people hate dubbed and some people hate subbed, and there's a whole thing. I go back and forth. I'm very fluid with that. It doesn't really bother me as long as the voice acting is good.
I think the voice acting is good enough.
The voice acting is actually pretty incredible in My Hero.
I actually really like the dub version.
Yeah, it definitely is. I was really, and when I went to go see the movie, because I've been watching it mostly in sub, so when I went to see the movie, the voice acting in English I didn't really recognize. I mean, it might sound kind of weird, but it didn't bother me at all. Like I was like, it sounds just as cool.
You didn't feel a difference, really. Yeah. It still flowed very well.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I got onto My Hero Academia a little later in the game, so I was like, wow, I need to watch 63 episodes, and I want to not pay attention sometimes, so I'm going to watch it dubbed instead of reading 63 episodes worth of material.
That's the exact same thing I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, subs. I never let the subs stop me from watching a good anime.
Oh, I usually watch subs because most of the shows I watch don't have dubs for them yet. So I will watch it, and also if you can't just read a little bit, sorry, you're missing out on some great shows.
I've met people who don't watch a lot of anime because it's in sub.
There's one person, the person who introduced all of us together is like that.
Christian.
Yes, yes, Christian. Right. Because I remember I tried to get him into anime like a year ago or something like that, and I tried to get him to watch Attack on Titan first because Attack on Titan, I believe, is a really good anime for someone like him. And he loved it. He loved the violence in it. He loved the direction it went in, but he couldn't keep up with the subtitles. He just couldn't, and he prefers to watch things dubbed. So I tried again like 6 months later, and he came back to me. He's like, dude, I want to watch an anime. Can you please give me a suggestion? And I was scrolling through like my Hulu because I know he can get Hulu, and I was like, oh, let's see if Tokyo Ghoul is dubbed out. All right, cool. So I texted him, and he came back to me 2 days later. He's like, dude, I just watched every episode. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. You ruined me. I can't watch anything else. He loves Tokyo Ghoul.
That's how it is.
And now he's waiting to watch RE. Because he's waiting for the dub.
I have a lot of. You know what? We're gonna do an RE
episode.
We're gonna do an RE episode.
Yeah, because there's things I need to say about that have been frustrating me and probably a lot of other Tokyo Ghoul fans.
Yeah, because I got so many calls. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but when RE first came out, I got so many phone calls from other anime fans like, "What's going on, Kevin? What's going on?"
Well, the thing about it was there should have been any sort of transition from season 2 to season 3 because literally season 2 ends, and if you haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul yet, I'm sorry, but it ends with Kanagi carrying Hide to Hide's dying, and Kanagi's basically like giving himself up, and he's carrying him.
You mean Kaneki?
Yeah, my bad. Disqualified. But he's carrying Hide, and then they end the season, and everyone's like, what's gonna happen? And then they start RE, and it's almost a completely different show. Nobody has any idea what's going on whatsoever, and I was sitting there, and I haven't read RE yet. I've read all of Tokyo Ghoul, all 14 volumes. I believe there's 14.
There is. You're right. There, actually, we when we talked about that last time, I said I gotta correct myself.
You said 13,
Last
right?
time I did. Yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah. So there's 14. There's 14. I've read all 14, but I haven't read any of RE. So I was super excited to watch the show, and then I was just like, I'm confused. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea who these characters are. I hate this. But then, like, as it gets along a little bit, I started understanding a little bit more. But the lack of transition between seasons really frustrated me as a fan.
Yeah. So hint people, a little small hint, read the manga.
Yeah.
And well, I got one final piece of news before we get into it, and you guys are gonna like this. All right. There is a new manga spin-off series for not Attack on Titan. Dang, why the heck I just
disqualified.
For My Hero Academia, I meant to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So
wow.
I'm gonna tell you guys. I'll tell you guys a little bit about it before we get into our main material for the night. So pretty much, this guy, his name's Koichi, and his friends are they're in their neighborhood, and they kind of protect the neighborhood unofficially. So it doesn't appear as if they graduated from a hero school or anything like that. So they pretty much operate outside the grid, and they take on criminals with quirks, petty quirks and whatnot. But according to what I read, they run into a couple criminals whose quirks are a bit more than they can handle, and that's where the spinoff kind of gets interesting. So you get these vigilantes who are working outside the normal regulations of the hero society, and they're doing their thing. And it looks pretty interesting to me, so I'm definitely gonna check it out.
That actually does sound really interesting because I like going through My Hero Academia. They never really showed any. Like, they showed heroes and villains, and the heroes in the hero. What are they called? Like the hero. Like, not clans. What's the word for it? Like, where they intern at the hero. Help me out, Genbo. Yeah, what's the word for it? What's the word for it? Well, the hero people, they all have their own, like, separate companies, basically, that they work for, and they make money off of that. They've showed, obviously, villains who stray from the path and become villains, but they never did anything about someone who would be like, all right, fuck the system. I'm doing this shit on my own. I don't want no fame. I don't want no glory. I'm here to stop people, stop crime, and help people, but do it without all that bullshit. You know what I mean? They didn't show anybody. Yeah, they didn't show anybody with, like, that type of MO. Which in the real world, I know anime is not a real world, obviously, but it makes it more realistic that somebody else would go off on their own and have that mindset.
Yeah. Because, like you said, it makes sense, the fact that we see the heroes, we see the villains, but there's always an in-between in every story.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's, so it's good that they're actually doing this. In fact, as they're doing it, they're spinning it off at just the right time. We already had our first movie with My Hero. We're already 3 seasons deep, ready for a 4th.
Oh, I'm so ready.
So it's about time for a good spinoff.
I think it's a good idea too, because it starts, like, world building. Like, you're not just doing the world around Deku and all this. Like, you're getting everyone else. Like, you can start doing other spinoff series too, where you're just doing a whole lot of world building around the main storyline.
Yeah, you're right. So it does give us a chance to learn about new characters and their plots as well. And I don't now. Do you guys think My Hero Academia? Do you think it does a good job of letting us learn more about other characters besides Deku so far?
Like the other kids in the hero course?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
50 on it.
Yeah, I would say yes and no. They highlight certain things during certain times, but at the same time, it's mostly focused on Deku, Bakugo, the chick's name, Todoroki.
Right.
And you have the other characters who are dimmed down a little bit. I forget their names offhand because I just can't.
You got the one who can control, like, animals.
Yeah, the guy who.
yeah. I
like the guy who can talk to
like
animals. He's funny.
I feel like they should go a little bit more in depth on, like, those guys' backstories at some point. Maybe they could even do that as, like, a spinoff, like,
Yeah, or an OVA or something like that.
Yeah, I would actually appreciate learning a little bit, because I like the chick with the headphone speaker earlobes and the.
She's pretty cool.
I really like her. The chick who makes stuff out of nothing. I like her. She was one of the characters who got in off a recommendation. Her name's
Yayarozu.
Yeah,
Yayarozu.
and she had some self-doubt during season 3, I believe, and
Yep.
she kind of broke through at the end of that one trial. But
That was a cool episode. I
yeah,
liked that episode.
I really did like that episode. That one definitely showed. Like, that's why I say yes and no, because yes, and certain points of certain episodes, they focused on different groups and how they could work together, which I really enjoyed.
Now that we got that all covered, the news is pretty much done.
And that's the way the news goes.
Yes, sir.
So now it's time to get into the animes we're going to be talking about tonight, people. So new animes came out during the fall time, and we're going to cover 3 of them. We got Angels of Death, which Bill personally introduced us to. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
We have Hinomaru Sumo, one of an anime I discovered on Crunchyroll that recently came out. And we have the much lately talked about Goblin Slayer.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Goblin Slayer. Oh, boy.
That one's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll leave that one for last.
You know what? You beat me by 1 second.
Yes,
I was getting ready to say
sir.
the exact same thing.
We'll leave the best for last.
So, you know what? Why don't we start with, let's start with Angels of Death.
All right. Well, Angels of Death I found randomly out of the blue, and how I find a lot of my anime is I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh, that is a cool cover picture. That'll probably be cool. And I start it, and if I like it, I'll keep watching it. If not, I'll just kind of move on to something else. This one, as for people who have gone to the website and looked at like our bios, I am a big fan of the darker, gorier, bloodier side of the anime world. Obviously, I can get down with My Hero and stuff like that, which is more lighthearted, but I do enjoy very dark and disturbing things. Angels of Death is extremely, extremely dark. Extremely dark. I don't know what's going on half the time and where the hell they're at, but shit is going down for sure.
Yeah, and when I was watching the first episode, all right, so I know this girl, I don't know if she's dead or not, or if she's just in a facility of some kind, or if she's in limbo, but I know that the part that really piqued my interest was, this female character who's in this building, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. We know that she was in some kind of counseling prior to her ending up in this area that she's at, because she saw a bunch of people get murdered. So she's at this building, and she's like, all right, I got to figure out what's going on. I got to find my parents. So she goes into the elevator to go up to one of the floors. So the part that I found interesting was when she went into the elevator, the intercom speaker came up and was like, the subject at the bottom floor will now be considered a sacrifice.
Yeah, she was declared as a sacrifice, yes.
So I was like, wait, what?
I was sitting there, I was like, sacrifice? What's going on here? And just to piggyback off what you're saying, so she gets up to the second floor and the door opens, and it's like a cityscape. It's like a whole city. So I'm like, how big is this motherfucking building? I'm confused. And it's funny that you said you don't know if she's dead or not or in limbo, because I actually haven't thought about that yet.
That's one of the first things I thought about. Was like, she's dead, and this is like some kind of like
test, or
either like a test, or it's just like something with like her like at some point coming to terms with her own death in reality. I don't know, maybe something like that. But
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's actually a good guess. I wouldn't refute that. That's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. Now I don't
know why else would she be in there.
Yeah, it's strange. Well, they might tie it in at the end of the season or whatever it is. But I'm about 6 episodes in right now, and it's basically the same thing not the same thing on every floor, but you have to basically kill the person on that floor or find a way to escape that floor by getting to a different elevator or the same elevator and moving up to the next floor. They're all psychotic. Every single floor captain, or whatever you want to call them, is
the floor master.
Yeah, the floor master is fucking psychotic. Absolutely fucking psychotic.
Yo, speaking of which, so if you have to escape the floor and everything like that, the one dude, like I said, I only watched the first episode, but this one guy, the serial killer, the guy with the giant sickle with the bandages all wrapped around his face, he's the first floor master that this girl runs into on her ascent to go to, to travel throughout the building. So, she sees this guy. He's like, oh, he's crazy. And he's trying to kill her. And I was like, all right, so
and
she's running and everything.
And he laughs. He laughs so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy is fucking insane.
That was actually a pretty good impression. I like that.
It's just like a very loud and like it's almost it's a cackle. That's what it is. Picture like cackling, laughing. It's like he's just enjoying the hunt. He's enjoying the hunt of this girl.
So he gets off on it, and she's like, all right. So obviously, like any sane person, she's going to try and get out and, try and get away. Now, I'm not going to give too much away from it, but she got away pretty easily. Like he sucks at his job,
yeah, that's why he's the floor one, so everybody can it gets harder as he goes by. He just kills everyone, or he can't kill anyone. He's like, God, I love killing, but I can't do it. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, one job, buddy. So she gets away, and then this is like in the beginning of the episode where she kind of escapes him, but we do see him again in a different capacity for the show. And but overall, as far as Angels of Death goes, from my point of view, I'm going to keep watching it because I want to see what happens. Dandy, I know you watched the first episode, or did you watch more? How many did you watch, Dandy?
I got into the second episode. I probably should have rewatched part of it because I think I fell asleep during part of that.
Disqualified.
But it was good. It was good. I really liked the second episode. The second floor is fucking. It's fucking weird. Or the third floor, I should say, at that point.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, but like, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it was definitely like a good second episode.
Oh, Dandy, it gets weirder.
Oh, I'm sure it does. That was already like something. Like I could just tell right away that the dude was like fucked up. But
yeah,
it was good. It was like it wasn't like you could totally see it coming, but like kind of towards like I'd say like halfway through like his thing, you're like, all right, this dude's fucked up. Like I don't know how he's fucked up, but he's fucked up. Like,
yeah.
But if I'm being honest, I kind of like that character. I'm looking forward to seeing what else he's going to be doing in the future episodes.
Which character? Yeah. The sickle guy or
the sickle guy?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
The girl I don't really care too much for right now. After watching the first episode,
yeah, she you'll start to like the dichotomy between both of them. Actually, it's pretty cool how they build how they work together and based on both of their goals. They both have goals, and they both have to work together to achieve those goals. I'm not going to give those goals away. Obviously, I want people to watch the show and enjoy it. But
right.
It's it gets pretty good on them having to work together to figure out what they're supposed to do.
And I'm a big fan of the dynamic duo type of trope, like them working off each other, even though especially with a pair like this, when one is they're both on different ends of the spectrum when it comes to personality.
Yes, 100%. Different skills to say the least.
So everybody, Angels of Death, you're getting a check it out from the Geek Blues podcast, or at least from everyone says check it out, right? I don't want to speak for everybody, but
yeah,
I'm saying check it out.
If you're a fan of blood and gore, as well as just a cool story that'll keep you on your toes, I would say check it out.
All right, check it out.
Definitely a horror fan.
Good for right now. Good for Halloween.
Yeah, definitely good for Halloween anime.
Definitely. So check it out, people. Check out Angels of Death. You can catch it on Hulu or Crunchyroll. I was watching on Crunchyroll.
You can also do VRV.
And VRV, yes, there we go.
Yes, VRV.
I gotta check that out.
VRV is basically Crunchyroll.
VRV is made by Crunchyroll. And it has the Funimation app on it. It has Crunchyroll. It has a bunch of other. It's all nerd shit. It's literally just a compilation of nerd streaming services put together in one.
And it's only like $1 or $2 more, maybe upwards of $3 from Crunchyroll to VRV.
Yeah, so Genbu, if you were to
like that shit.
Yeah, so if you were to cancel your Crunchyroll Premium,
whoops, that was an accident.
I was like, damn, he must hate this.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to press
that was gold. That was gold right there.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
I was actually siphoning through them, and I accidentally hit
the worst one. You hit the worst one. So what I was saying. Yep.
You dingus.
You dingus.
I'm sorry. See, I'll disqualify myself for that one.
But what I was saying is like
bad.
if you were to cancel your Crunchyroll Premium and then go to VRV Premium
Right.
is $10 a month, and you get Funimation, Crunchyroll, and the list goes. I can't think of what else.
The list is pretty big. I could actually look it up while we're sitting here. But the other thing is you won't have Funimation because Funimation.
Oh yeah, because they're moving away.
They're leaving Crunchyroll, so they're
you know, that is some other news I should have brought up in the beginning.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's sad stuff right there.
Very sad. I love a lot. Like I love watching. Initial D, and that is Funimation. And I am very upset that I won't be able to watch Initial D.
Ah, yeah, true. I recently got into Initial D too.
There's a lot of good shows that are Funimation.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Speaking of which, what is your guys' favorite studio?
Oh, that's a good question. In fact, I was actually gonna. It's funny you mentioned that because in the episodes to come, we're going to be focusing on certain studios too and talking about them as well.
Wonderful. All right, cool.
But I gotta say, one of my favorite studios, I like Gonzo. Actually,
Gonzo does make good stuff.
I do. I'm a big fan of the anime Basilisk and Samurai 7.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two of one of my favorite animes actually, and they come from that company.
I'm a big fan of Sentai Filmworks.
Oh, that's also a good one.
Yeah, they go heavy on the dark and the gore and the fucked up and the mind fucks. Also Amneoplex. I like Amneoplex too. One of my favorite shows was from Amneoplex. What is the name of it? I forget.
Describe it. Maybe I can help you out.
Ergo Proxy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yep, that is a good one.
It escaped me for a second, but Ergo Proxy was one of the first shows I watched like when I was getting into anime again, and I just love the mind fuck twisty twist at the end. It's really enjoyable for me.
And yeah, I'm getting my words. How do you say it again?
Amneoplex.
Yes. They also did the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex
they did,
anime.
yes.
And I've seen that. I watched that anime at least 5 times, both seasons.
Well,
I'm a huge Ghost in the Shell fan. I read the manga. I saw the live action movie, but that's a whole different story. I'm not going to get into my opinion on that.
I actually have not seen the live action yet, so
I'll say you should. Do you like Ghost in the Shell?
yes, I do.
You should watch it. You should watch it. Then.
Oh, that's such a good show. And the movie was good too.
Matt, what's your
Dandy. Oh yeah, okay.
Dandy.
All right, so mine, people might hate me for this potentially.
I already hate you.
I would have to say it's Rooster Teeth. However, it's not because of the anime Ruby that they do. It's because of the Halo stuff that they do. See, I love Red versus Blue so fucking much.
I like Rooster Teeth mainly because of Ruby. I
have yet to watch Ruby. I've never watched. So many people have recommended it, and I have yet to actually watch. It looks good.
It just doesn't look like something I would be into, and that's why I've just like kind of pushed it off to the side. It's like I can watch better things right now.
What?
Show some respect. Show some respect.
I'm a big Ruby fan. See?
All right, I'll have to watch it, but now I am going to watch probably Goblin Slayer like a lot. But we'll get into that as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. So next anime is Hinomaru Sumo, and the reason why I picked this anime, people, to talk about is one, your boy Genbu is a big fan of the martial arts animes. And I've recently been getting into certain sport animes as well. And Hinomaru Sumo, I saw it on Crunchyroll, and I figured, hey, let me check it out. Sumo's kind of like, it's like wrestling. They slap each other around, throw each other around. So I was like, all right, let me check it out. Yeah.
If anything,
a friend of mine gave me.
Sorry, if anything except your feet touch the mat, you are disqualified from the match. Just if people want to know something about sumo wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until I watched the anime.
Yeah, I learned that about I'd say about an hour ago. So.
Oh. Nice. So you got this in Hinomaru Sumo. You have this kid. It starts off with this kid, Hinomaru, who is looking for the school that he's trying to attend that specializes in sumo. Because all his life he's been training sumo. He's been going above and beyond with it. And he's trying, now that he's finally getting into high school, he's trying to find that legit school where he can practice and meet other sumo wrestlers and really get his sumo on. So I was already for it from that point because I was like, all right, he's tough. He's trying to progress. So he's looking around for the school. And by the way, he has a horrible sense of direction.
To say the least.
Yeah.
I would say his character is aloof at best.
Yeah.
He's not very on track.
No,
I would ask for
he likes one thing and one thing only, and that is sumo.
Yep. So he finds the school that he believes has the sumo team and everything. So he meets this kid whose name escapes me for the moment, and this kid is out there practicing sumo. So Hinamaru was like, "Oh man, he's practicing sumo. This is great." So Hinamaru automatically hops the gate, says, "Yo, let me join you," and they wrestle. And during this wrestling, the sumo match, we see just how tough Hinamaru is and how good he is with sumo. And we also see the scars and muscles in there. And I'm like, yo, this dude trains for real.
Yeah.
For real.
I wrote down some notes when I was watching the episode. And one of my first notes is I want to know where these scars came from.
Yes.
I do want to know where these scars came from.
100%. They even like a couple other people ask about it too, or like wonder about it. Even the kid that he's is the first kid he wrestles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wonders about it.
And this kid's only 14 years old too. So
yeah, he's just getting into high school.
Which, I mean, anyone that's that ripped at 14 years old, like I don't know what they're doing,
dude.
Like he's got to be on roids or something, man. Like, let me get some of that.
Like he's 0% body fat, 0. Like
yeah. In fact, this anime kind of gives me, or at least from the first episode, it kind of gave me a Baki the Grappler feel from it. I don't know if you guys have seen that anime or not, but yeah, it's a martial arts based anime. So listeners, if you ever seen Baki the Grappler, it kind of gave you that feeling of it as far as how much this character trains Hinamaru in sumo.
What I didn't understand was because, like, I guess my perception of sumo has always been, no offense to them, because I absolutely respect sumo wrestling and that whole art in Japan, but like, you always see really fat dudes. Not that they're not like jacked and they can't they're not strong. Like they're very, very powerful guys, but they're all fat.
Yeah. But also,
so it's like as soon as they see the kid, he's like super skinny and jacked. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, because
different.
Yeah, because
it's different. I liked it.
In America, with powerlifting, all these dudes have like guts and stuff like that, but they're the strongest dudes in the world. It's the guys who are like super cut and defined who don't do the weight training that these other guys do. They do the reps. Yeah. They do the high reps to define their muscles and do all that type of stuff. These guys are just strong as fuck. Just strong as fuck.
And Hinamaru, you could tell he wasn't skinny, but he was like, you could tell he was
you can tell he was thick.
Yeah, but he's still muscular. Like,
exactly.
He eats a lot and he trains a lot. And he's all about his sumo. He doesn't play around with sumo whatsoever. And he's like, all right, to the friend he just met. He's like, okay, so where's the club at? And the kid's like, the club? Well, the club is not, it's kind of, occupied right now. And he was like, well, let's go see it. And they go there.
Like they're walking there, and like he says, like under his breath, he's like, he was gonna find out eventually.
That's right. He did say that. And they get there, and the sumo club has been taken over by thugs, high school thugs who needed a place to hang out and drink and smoke and shoot craps and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Trashed the crap out of it.
Yeah, it was destroyed.
And Hinamaru's like, y'all need to get out of here. Y'all got to step. And they're like, nah. And if I remember correctly, didn't he display some skill right then and there, or is this after?
Oh yeah, well he so basically the one guy spits his gum on the ground, and he was like, pick that up. And the guy was like, what did you say to me? Or was like, do you know who you're talking to? And he grabs the dude and throws his face down on the ground. He's like, yeah, I don't know, right. But do you know who you're talking to? And I was like, at this point, I was like, all right, this kid's badass. Like, this kid is definitely
total badass.
Definitely not to be fucked with, for sure. There's no fear at all.
And it was at that moment I was like, all right, I'm watching this anime for real.
It definitely got me more intrigued. I definitely want to watch the next episode.
Yeah, because a lot of animes, it starts with the main character like, I'm so weak I can never get stronger, and then like they progress over time, and then by episode 452 they're like, I'm kind of strong now. Like this one, this kid's just like, I will fuck anyone up right the fuck now.
And the best thing about that is, as far as what I'm predicting for this particular anime, is that we know this main character is strong. We see it in the first episode. But based off of the anime intro and everything, from what I've seen, this character who's already really strong is going to be facing off against future opponents in Sumo who are going to be either as strong as him or even better.
Which I'm actually pretty excited to see.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
I want to see how they do fight scenes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really looking forward to with this anime. Watching him, do his thing with future opponents. Because I know, based off what I saw, I kind of like peep clues from anime intros and everything when I first watched anime. And I know I saw some dudes in that intro that were looking pretty tough.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So this guy,
the same thing though. I'm like, oh, I wonder what his role is going to be later on. Like,
yep.
Well, they also foreshadowed his height, so like that's gonna be really interesting too to see how they.
Oh yeah, because he can't be
a disadvantage against someone else, or
he can't.
Yeah,
he can't air quotes be a professional sumo wrestler because he's not tall enough.
Not yet,
Right.
at least.
Not yet. He might still go. He was only 14.
Exactly.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Still got room for a growth spurt.
Yep. Still got about a good 6-8 years in there before you stop growing.
Yes.
I think. Is that right? Or am I just talking out my ass right now?
Males usually stop growing by the time they're 21, 22.
Oh yeah, so you got plenty of time then. Don't worry, tomorrow.
He's good.
Yeah. So anyway, the Hinomaru, he ends up in a confrontation with the leader of these thugs, who happens to be a karate expert. And I'm not going to give too much away because you guys either watch the scrap that goes on between. I see. I keep on messing up with this thing. I'm about to. How many times do I have to disqualify myself?
Disqualified.
On this episode. There's a small scrap.
Well,
There's a small scrap.
Yeah, with you saying you don't want to give too much away, listeners, just ask yourself, how many times can you get punched in the face?
Yes, before you give up.
Yes.
That's a good question.
How many times?
I like the foreshadowing there. Very nice. So check out the challenge that goes on between Hinomaru and this karate thug in the first episode of Hinomaru Sumo. And even before you watch that scrap, you're going to be already hooked on the show. Those of you who are into the martial arts genre of anime, or even the sport genre of it.
Yeah, and I actually, I do not like sport animes. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of it. But watching this one, I'm actually pretty intrigued to continue watching. And I'm definitely, coming from a kid who doesn't like sport animes, I'm definitely going to give it a couple more episodes because it definitely piqued my interest with that first episode.
100% agree with that.
Nice. So are we? So I'm saying everybody definitely check out Hinomaru Sumo.
Definitely.
Bill.
Yeah, for sure. I
Nice.
would say definitely check it out and see if it's for you.
All right, so we're all in agreement. Everyone, check out Hinomaru Sumo, at least the first episode. And I'm gonna say that after you watch at least a couple minutes of it, you'll be like, "All right, it's pretty interesting."
Yes.
I'm putting a lot of faith into this particular anime.
I can't wait to see
fall.
like workout montages though.
Yes.
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 I'm kind of like excited for that.
Yo, if it's like any kind of 70s like workout montage, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, last but definitely not least, one of the most talked about animes of this fall, Goblin Slayer. So I've been looking forward to talking about this anime for a while, guys. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I've actually been putting it on the back burner. I've heard my coworkers talk about it, and my coworkers aren't even that big into anime. You've talked about it. A lot of people have been like, dude, come on, bro, let's go. Watch it now, come on. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it a chance, sure. Because I didn't know anything about it, and I was just like doing my own shit. And no, I watched the first episode, and I was like, what?
Like my coworker mentioned it, and I didn't even know he watched anime. He's like, I would say he's probably in his like mid-30s, I think, maybe. But
all shapes and
sizes. I watched this like controversial, anime. It was called Goblin Slayer. I'm like, I think I've heard of that.
I would definitely say at a point controversial.
He is 110% correct on controversial.
Yes, there's a scene that could get a lot of people upset.
Very
well. The thing that gets me, or what really got my interest, was in the very beginning of the show, they put a disclaimer up.
They did.
I read online that there's actually that was something that Crunchyroll did for it because other people were complaining about how like the trailers for it seemed like it was just like another, fantasy, some kind of like, monster hunting, monster killing, quest slaying, shit like that kind of anime. And
no.
They watched the first episode and it's like, wait a second, hold up, like this is like a hairline above, like kind of like hentai, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of, that one scene, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, again, if you want to explain the logistics of the show for everyone.
Yeah. So one feeling I kind of got from this anime, Goblin Slayer, it's kind of like that. I kind of got that feeling I did when I was playing Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, where you are in this world and your different classes. It's like your classic, like I just said, Final Fantasy XIV,
or even a D&D game.
And what's another game? Yeah, D&D game, World of Warcraft. You pretty much select your class and everything, and you can join a party and fight monsters and everything like that. So this world that we're in, while you're watching the anime, that's how it is pretty much. So you have this one girl she walks into the shop and she's like, all right, I'm finally starting my first, I just graduated the school and I'm here to do some missions and everything. So I shouldn't be laughing, but so she walks into the shop to get a mission. And that kind of reminded me of like Monster Hunter World, playing that game.
Oh yeah, it actually did a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here to fight monsters for the first time.
Oh, here's the quest for it. Go pick up a quest and, go get to it then, yeah.
Yep. So this girl, she's a healer. And she goes up to, the lady at the counter and she's, talking. She gives her rank, which is porcelain. That's the lowest rank of them all. Even sounds weak.
Yeah, it sounds real weak. That shatters pretty easily.
So she gets her rank and everything. Everything gets explained to her. And while she's there, there's another party there, and they're like, "Hey, girl, it's a guy and two chicks." And they're like, "Hey, healer, do you want to come with us? We're about to go kill some goblins." And one thing I peeped was when they said they're going to go goblin killing, because all four of these people are rookies and they're all porcelain ranked. So when they all said, "Oh, we're going to go kill some goblins," the chick behind the counter kind of flinched.
Oh, she had the eyes, dude. Her eyes just widened up because she didn't want to like say anything and stop these kids from doing their job. But at the same time, she was like, "Y'all are gonna die."
Yeah, and I got something to say about that. Yeah. So these kids, they go on this quest to go kill some goblins. And anyone who's played any type of RPG game or Skyrim or whatever, or Monster Hunter, or any type of World of Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons, know that the goblins are known to be pretty weak. Mm-hmm. They're like good, a decent starter enemy to rank up and to grind on to get your level up.
You go out, slay some goblins, be like, all right, I feel good about myself. Come back, get some XP, the whole 9 yards.
That boars. I mean,
that boars.
Boars are always boars.
Yes, and crabs.
You got oh dude, all the crabs.
All the crabs.
All the crabs.
So these four rookies, they go into the goblin cave. They're like, all right, we're going to kill some goblins. We heard they've been kidnapping girls. We can save girls too. They have the whole, stars in their eyes. We're going to make a change kind of vibe going on. Or, we're going to rise up and be great warriors and magicians and what have you. And this kind of reminds me of a little foreshadowing, before we get into it further. But when you are actually playing an RPG video game, and you're online with your friends, and you guys are like, let's try this mission out. With four of us, this should be easy. And you get your shit pushed in.
Yes.
That's sort of
yes. When you're just like, oh fuck, let's run away now.
Yeah. Except for they don't get to run away. I mean,
well, yeah. We'll get into that.
Actually, I'll let you take off from here, Dandy. Go ahead.
So they go down. Did you already? Yeah, they went in the cave. The thing that irked me the most is like the first guy, the guy with the sword, when he first tries to like swing his sword around, he hits the top of the cave. It's like, wouldn't you like think about that right then and there? Like, hey, I just hit the top of the cave. Maybe my sword might be a little too long, or I should like change what I'm doing. Like, no, it's just like, nope. which plays the perfect role for the novice, like the beginner, I guess.
Yeah, just
true,
like you said,
they are
Gimbu, it's
good.
like stars in your eyes. We're out here having fun. This is gonna
Yep.
be fun. Newsflash: it wasn't that fun.
Look, they pizzaed when they should have French fried.
Yes,
All right, so they had a
they
bad
had a
time.
bad
right?
time.
They had a very bad time.
You know,
Yeah, I wrote down a
And-
couple notes starting off. So I was watching the show, and the girl, like you explained, when the girl went and she got her rank. I watched it subtitled. I don't know if they said it differently in dubbed. If you guys watched it dubbed, but she said, "I'm finally an adult now. I'm 15," and I was like, "Hold up!" I was like, "What? You can apply?"
Yeah, she says that in the dub title, the dubbed one as well.
Yeah, I was
say
like,
that.
all right, you're 15, and then when these kids go to the cave, I'm just like, okay, these kids are dumb as fuck right now. Like this is exactly what people tell you to not do in every situation. But
yeah,
and then,
and
yeah,
it's just bad.
The kids will be kids. I mean,
Kids will
they
be
know
kids.
everything.
Yeah.
so if you want to
So,
continue,
it-
yes.
Yeah, so they get it. They are fighting these goblins, and as Dandy said earlier, this one kid, he has a big old long sword trying to swing it and kill goblins in this cave, and he gets the paws put on him. People, all right, the goblins, they gang up on him,
Oh, man.
and they walked up. They said, "Yo, you never should have came to our side of the neighborhood," and jumped him. And they took him out. They beat him to death. They hit the shit out
Oh
of
my
him.
god, dude! They were like,
Oh my God,
Snap, 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 snap. I was like, oh, I was like, whoa.
Well, that
Yeah,
and the
the
mage when they stab
Oh,
the mage
yeah.
and she tries to heal her
And it didn't work.
it does nothing. You're like, whoa, wait a second. She's supposed to be the one like, and even she's questioning, like, wait a second, like I'm a healer. I just used a spell on you to heal you, and nothing is happening. Like you're getting worse, not better.
Yes,
Yep. And at first, I thought that girl was just incompetent.
that's what I thought too. I was like,
That's what I thought,
this girl
too.
was just bad at her job.
She doesn't even know her damn spells.
No. so two people get taken out immediately. The magic user gets taken out, and the swordsman gets taken out pretty violently. And then it's just all it is now. It's just the hand-to-hand combat chick. It's just her and the healer left. And it's one part that had me cracking up was when they were trying to protect the girl who got stabbed. You see the kung fu chick. She's kicking and everything.
Oh, and
and
she
you see
get-
the healer. The healer's just waving her staff around like, get away, get away.
She like smacked one of them in the head, thinking that'll help.
Yo, and these goblins, they gang up on the girl and they pull them clothes off. And these goblins, yo, all
Yeah,
they
this
think
is where it
about-
gets racy,
they were
dude.
hype.
This is where it gets a little
Yeah.
racy, especially. So if we have any listeners who are like big feminists or feminist activists, I would say do not watch this show, because this is where it gets pretty intense for that type of thing.
Yeah, these goblins, they grab the girl, they start tearing her clothes off, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And next thing you know, you just see the goblin gets behind her, and I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah,
and these goblins they were drooling, they were fucking.
Oh yeah,
they lived for that shit.
yeah. They
You know.
didn't show anything, which was good.
Oh yeah,
But they
didn't show
definitely
anything, you know, explicit.
they implied rape. And
The audio
that was,
cues. It was the audio cues of
Uh,
her screaming
yes,
while
yes.
the priestess is running out. Like, you know what the fuck's going on. Like the goblin grabs her ass. Like,
Yeah.
you do see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
and
and
then-
he digs his nails into
Yeah,
her.
he digs his
Yeah,
nails
like you know
in.
what the hell is going on. Like for a second when I saw that part, I'm like, wait a second, is this a fucking like hentai essentially? Because like you have like high school DxD where like it's a lot of fan service and like the uncensored or uncut version, like there's tits.
Yeah.
You see
Right.
tits, you see everything. Like I almost wanted to know if there was an uncut version of this.
There
because
probably
it's-
will be.
Like I said, it's literally a hairline above hentai.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
close at that point. But
And those goblins only wanted one thing.
yeah.
Pussy, pussy, pussy. Pussy, pussy, pussy.
Oh man,
That's all I'm gonna
they
say
had
for
their
that.
sights set on one thing, and sir, they achieved it.
Yes, and this. First of all, I'll say one thing: if I had been that healer chick, I would have ran for that and for the cave exit from the get go. Once that's
Well, dude, she got so scared at one point she pissed herself. Like that.
Yeah.
That's how intense it was for her. And like looking through her eyes, like in that situation, I felt so bad for her because she was just like, oh, I'm here to sign up. And the girl was like, you should probably go to missions that are on your level. And then these people kind of like bring her along for this mission. And she's just there. And it's like all unfolding in front of her eyes. And she's like having a breakdown while trying to cast a spell. And it was like sobering for a second. I was like, wow, that's how intense this is for this woman.
Yeah, because she knew she was next on that train.
Exactly.
Then they're gonna run a train on her next.
Exactly. Yep.
They weren't playing around with that. They said, "Yo, you sit there and watch. We coming for you, and we get to know this shit."
Exactly.
And then Goblin Slayer shows up.
Oh my god!
Like, okay.
Yeah. So this dude comes in.
He
had a torch in one hand, and he was like,
yeah,
he has like a shield and like a sword,
a short sword, I think.
Yeah.
And
he just started wrecking shop.
He's very obsessed with counting. I saw. He likes to count. And also it just really reminds me of Dungeons and Dragons. Like going to a cave, fighting goblins. The healer can only use her spells 3 times before you have to rest. Like all of that stuff seems really D&D influenced. All the different classes,
100%.
all that stuff. Especially like when they're like, I can only use my spells 3 times before I have to probably rest and recharge.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. But yeah, this Goblin Slayer guy pulls up and I'm just like, all right, this guy is that dude. Like he's that cool dude.
And he just absolutely wrecks shop in that game.
Yeah. And the healer, she looks at him closer and he's a silver ranking.
Yes. So he's
I expected him to be higher than that.
Yeah,
honestly.
same here.
Yeah, me too. I did too. I didn't think, but I guess the highest has to be gold or platinum.
Or platinum,
who knows,
yeah.
I think it's platinum.
It would make sense to be platinum.
Yeah, because he's not too far from it, and all he does is kill goblins. And he killed, how many did he kill? 28,
something like that.
I think he counted 28.
He counted pretty high.
It was pretty up there,
and
especially when he got to the.
And he was very strategic, extremely calculated, extremely strategic on how he was going about killing these goblins and how many there are left, and how he can do it without hurting basically the hostages. And he just went off.
But at the same time, he still killed the mage. He put her out of her misery.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because he knew there was no help in her.
No, he knew, and she even asked. She's like, "Please kill me," and he was like, "Yes, I will." And I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, right into the throat. Yeah, but he knew exactly how to take care of those goblins. He was telling the chick, he was giving the healer chick advice on what you missed and what you should have done, or this is a mistake that rookies make all the time,
and how she can help him now.
Yep, yeah, with that holy light. And I was like, all right, girl, go that holy light.
Exactly.
Keep on using that.
Holy light, motherfuckers!
One thing that I was like, and then he at the end of it, he clubbed those baby goblins to death, and I was like, okay, that's dark. That's even
that was extremely dark. Like I have in my notes, I was like, all right, Goblin Slayer is that dude. My next note is like, okay, he slaughtered kids. Had to be done though.
Yeah. And the one chick was like, but there might be good goblins in the world. And I was like, bitch, shut up.
He's like, yeah.
How can you say that if you just, after what you just witnessed and went through?
Yeah.
You should be traumatized like all the other girls that are there.
Yeah, I was going to say the one.
How many girls are down there? 6 of them?
Yeah,
I think there was
it's
around 6 or 8.
the brawler chick, I think there were 7 in the cart at the end.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. That was definitely a new anime experience for me as far as
Same.
Well, I can't say new because it did kind of
because you watch a lot of hentai?
That one scene. You got jokes. You got jokes. I was gonna say I saw Berserk.
Sure.
And that one famous scene in Berserk in the 3rd movie. But who hasn't watched the hentai every now and then? But anyway,
I'm gonna be real with everyone here, all the listeners. If you are an anime fan, you have watched hentai at least once.
Oh, 100%. You have not.
Can't have shame about it, guys. Can't have shame about it.
If you watch anime, yeah.
Exactly, it's true.
I will say though, for Goblin Slayer, the 2nd episode is not as bad as the first one. It's not like there's still the implied
Oh,
of
okay.
stuff like that going on, but it's not as bad.
Okay.
It's not like in your face like the first one.
The first one was to get people either hooked or people say, "Get this the fuck out of my face."
Yeah, pretty
it was
much,
one or the other
much.
for people for sure.
Yeah.
The second episode was good though. Like I actually enjoyed it, and I kind of want to watch the third one because I think they only have the first one dubbed, but they have the first 3 or 4.
I think I saw
subtitled,
4 on there. I think I saw 4 on there.
So I'm curious just to watch the other 2 and just see how it is. I mean, if it's like the first one, I don't know. I mean, that's.
I'm definitely gonna keep watching.
I'm definitely gonna keep watching it.
I mean, how much? How much worse?
It's like I did not expect it to be that intense. I was just like, wow.
It was just
great.
the intensity just went to like it got cranked to 10 like in a matter of no time.
Oh yeah, it was immediate.
It went from like 1 to 10 in like 2 seconds. Like, whoa, hold up
after seeing that first episode though, could it really get any worse than that? In future episodes,
it probably can.
No, and I think. Well, it did. Yeah,
it probably can. Don't ask them to do that.
From what I've read online, though, from reviews and stuff and what people have said, it's the first episode's the worst one so far as that kind of stuff goes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you can get past that first episode and you like what else is going on, the actual layout of the story and all that, then you're golden.
Yeah, I think I'm going to continue watching it for the like the D&D aspect of it and like the blood and gore. I think it's a cool correlation, and I think it'll be good moving forward. Yeah, the racy scenes, we're gonna see how bad they get and see if I can stay in it. But I think I got the gut for it. I think I'll be able to continue watching the show.
I want to see what they do with other goblins too. Like you had that one hobgoblin, which was the big guy, and then you had the shaman. I want to see what else they have as far as like
enemies,
specialty goblins,
or just enemies in general.
Because they do reference dragons in it too.
They did reference dragons. So. Another reference to D&D there.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna. That's a good point too, Danny. We're about the whole goblin, the different classes in goblin. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if this Goblin Slayer dude is going to run into classes of Goblin he hasn't met yet or seen yet.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
Like, what if the show came up with their own variations of goblins?
Yes.
Which would be pretty cool.
Or maybe there's like a secret society of goblins who actually run everything.
What if Goblin Slayer is actually a goblin?
Oh. Doesn't
we haven't seen him yet. We don't know.
I would be very. That would, I would give the show an A+ if they did that.
Just a twist at the
end.
Would
be amazing.
He's just like a shunned person from a village. He's just a shunned goblin who's coming back for revenge.
They do show him as a kid, though. I'll say that.
Never mind. Never mind. All right. Never mind. I'm wrong.
They do. It would have been really cool if that was the case, but they do show him as a kid.
Especially because they show like the red eye and stuff. I was like, ooh, maybe.
Yeah,
that would have been really cool, though. Definitely would have been a twist.
That would have been cool.
So we had 3 animes on our list tonight. We had Angels of Death, we had Hinomaru Sumo, and of course the much talked about racy Goblin Slayer.
Yes, very racy.
And I think it was an overall. We're telling you guys to definitely check out all 3 of them. But like we said, if you're of the light of heart, Goblin Slayer might not be for you. That first episode.
Yeah. Also, same with Angel of Death. If you're a lighter heart anime fan, you're not gonna like it at all.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So we're pretty much at the end of tonight's episode, but I want to ask if you guys have any final questions, comments, or anything like that that you want to give our listeners.
No, just want to say thank you to all the listeners for listening. This is our first episode, and I hope you stick around with the new host, and I hope you enjoy us on the podcast.
Yes, definitely. Dandy?
I'd just say the same thing as Bill. The other thing is if you want, you can catch me streaming on Twitch every now and then. I try to do it during the week as much as I can because the weekend I usually am hanging out with friends or catching up on some sleep. But I do stream on Twitch. I stream like mostly first-person shooters like Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, stuff like that. But yeah. I mean, come by and shoot some shit. If you want to talk anime, I'll talk anime too.
Yeah, you hear it, guys. Join Dandy Guy in Space for a Twitch showing. And I'm actually going to hop on there and check you out too.
I'm probably going to try to stream tomorrow, or Tuesday as the first day of the week. I'm not sure. Usually it depends on what. I mean, I've been playing so much Red Dead that I might take a little bit of break from Twitch streaming just to play that.
Or you could stream Red Dead.
Good. I can't though. I don't have a a capture card
to
be able to do it. Otherwise, I totally would.
I'm getting Red Dead tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
I played it for 6 hours yesterday, and it felt like 20 minutes went by. Like I was I was lost in it. It was so good. It's like a movie. It's amazing.
I've literally been playing it all freaking day.
That'll probably be our next episode. So I'm looking forward to having for that conversation as well.
Yeah, but
certainly,
yeah,
with you guys.
Oh yeah, dude, we're definitely gonna talk about it. Oh god, it's so good. Oh
god. So that being said, everybody, you can catch us at www.geekbluespodcast.com. Once again, that's www.geekblues.com. We made some updates to the site. Go in there and check it out to learn more about our new podcast hosts. All right, they're very interesting people, as you've heard in this episode.
I like bigger tattoos and anime. Get at me. You can follow me on Instagram if you guys want. It's BROD23. Just follow me if you want. I post a lot of shit about tattoos and beer. So if you're interested in tattoos and beer, go for it.
Yep, and don't forget, we're also on all forms of social media and listening platforms. So we are on as well Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, we have a new Facebook group called the Geek Blues Roundtable of Anime and Gaming. So join that up, all right, and talk with us and chill with us, and let's talk about some interesting things. And other than that, you guys can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, mainly any listening platform. So that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
Next episode, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep, definitely. And of course, you guys are gonna also get to meet Nick very soon, listeners. All right, so look forward to that as well. And that being said, everybody have a good night.
Have a great night, guys.
You too.